Hello and welcome to my channel From Seed to Plate. On my channel, I will be showing you how to grow plants and then use them to create nice food. Today, we will be growing basil from seed. Grab a small pot, some potting soil, and your basil seeds. Fill up the small pot up to the top with soil, leaving half an inch or so of space. To sow your seeds, right in the middle of the pot, dig down into the soil about 1/4 of an inch. After this, place 2 of your seeds inside this hole and cover it up with soil. You should plant these 2 weeks after the last frost happens, so around early spring. It's recommended you start with these inside, then after 4 to 6 weeks inside, you transplant them outside. Basil is pretty hardy, so as long as it gets 4 or more hours of direct sun per day, it will flourish. With appropriate watering and sunlight, these plants will emerge within 5 to 10 days of being planted. This is what a mature basil plant looks like. When there are lots of leaves and stems, and the leaves are big, shiny, and green, it's ready to harvest. Simply pluck leaves or whole branches off the plant. A recipe you can make with basil is pesto pasta. This specific recipe is nut-free, so lots of people can enjoy it. This recipe is from Real Food with Sarah, and it was created by Sarah Hill. You can keep the excess pesto you make from this for 2 weeks in the fridge. If you freeze it, you can keep it for a few months. The ingredients you need for the pesto are 1 packed cup of basil, 1 cup of spinach, 1/4 of a cup of Parmesan, half a cup of extra virgin olive oil, half a lemon's juice, 3 fresh garlic cloves, and salt and pepper. For the pasta, all you need is the pasta of your choice and some salt. The tools you will need are a food processor or blender, a cutting board, a knife, cups to measure out ingredients, a container to store the pesto in, a pot, a kettle, a colander, and something to stir the pasta with. To begin, take your basil and spinach out of their containers and wash them. Once you wash them, place them on paper towels to dry. Remove the leaves from the stems. We will only be using the leaves in this recipe. Make sure to keep them separated so you don't confuse which is basil and which is spinach. While you are waiting for them to dry, you can put the Parmesan, olive oil, lemon juice, and garlic in the food processor or blender. After this, measure out the basil and spinach and place it in the food processor or blender. Blend the ingredients together until the sauce looks well combined. Once it looks good, taste some, and then add salt and pepper into the mixture and blend until you like how it tastes. Take the pesto out and set it aside in a container. Fill up a pot with water and begin boiling it on the stove. If your pot has a lid, place the lid on the pot. Depending on how much pasta you want to make, you will have to use different sizes of pots and different amounts of water. Make sure that the pasta is fully submerged in the water and that it has room to get bigger while still staying underwater. Also make sure that there isn't so much water in the pot that it will easily boil over. Once water reaches a boil, put all of your pasta inside the pot. If your pot has a lid, keep the lid off the pot. Put some salt in your pasta water as well. Stir occasionally while cooking. Depending on what pasta you're using, you'll have to cook it for different amounts of time. Once you put your pasta in the pot, boil some water in the kettle. Once the pasta is done cooking, pour the contents of the pasta pot into the colander. Shake out some of the water from the colander, then carefully pour your boiling water from the kettle over the pasta into the colander to take the excess starch off the pasta. After all this excess water is gone from your pasta, pour the pasta back in the pot you used to cook it in. This way, you can easily put your pesto on your pasta without using too many dishes. Once the pesto is evenly coated on your pesto pasta is ready to serve. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. In my opinion, homemade pesto is a very simple dish that still lets you have some creativity over the taste. If you think there's problems with the recipe I used, such as too much lemon or not enough basil, you're free to customize the pesto recipe to your liking. It's also very simple to add pine nuts, a common pesto ingredient, to this dish if you so desire. If you like this video, please click the like button, and if you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Instagram, so you should check me out and follow me there too. The link is in my bio. Thanks for watching!